Come here. Hey, welcome to Kingdom Whispers. Today on Kingdom Whispers, we're going to be talking about refinement versus unrefinement. And so this is a subject that the Lord's been teaching me about now for a couple years, and it's really been hitting home with me as well as a lot of other people that my husband and I do phone calls with. So I figured it was time to share it, okay? So today on Kingdom Whispers, we're going to be, like I said, talking about the refinement or unrefinement of a person's life. And I'm going to explain to you right now what that means. And I'm going to give you a story. You know, in my own life, I have been, as I was born into the world and I was put around an influence of people, because everybody that's born comes into a family, comes into an influence of people around them. So that's how they get raised, and that's what they get used to, and that's what they learn, and that's what they learn to believe. And so what God has taught me about this subject is that there are some people, when they're born into a people that influence them in the wrong ways, okay? And we all have a measure of this, of course. Nobody is born into a perfect family, and if you were, good job, because I know I wasn't.
Accusing response.
Defensive answer.
Listing the times you behaved this way before.
Weak excuse.
Anyways, God has an original definition for our lives, the original DNA that He made us with, okay? He made us with the ability to have a destiny that would make us happy, healthy, successful, and free. And that's what I've been telling people. God's original intent for us was only good. He never had any of disease in mind. He never had any financial issues in mind. He never wanted us to have to go through broken relationships. That was never His plan. And so what happens to a person when they go through life is they end up getting redefined. And an example I want to use today out of all things, and it's a great example, is coconut oil. And I actually get this coconut oil at Costco because I love Costco. They do a lot of natural things for people. They sell a lot of natural products, and so that's why I love Costco, and they're really trying to help people. So yeah, I kind of put the plug in for Costco because I love it. Good job. This is raw, unrefined coconut oil. So it hasn't been processed, it hasn't been heated, it hasn't been messed with by man. It's kind of in its original state. This is a good example of what we're supposed to be like when we're born into this world. We're supposed to stay pure. We're not supposed to be hurt by people. We're not supposed to get redefined. But what happens over time is we get redefined and we kind of turn into something we were never supposed to be. And so I want to just tell you a little story real quick about what happened to me. Several years back, and I'm thinking it was probably 4 or 5 years ago, I started to go through this process of, looking in the mirror and saying to myself, thinking to myself, what happened to you? You used to be different. Now, in some ways, and I'm going to explain this in just a minute, in some ways, I was always the same, okay? Because there's parts of us that are good. There's parts of us that we actually like about ourselves. Maybe only a few, but we still have those parts. But I would look in the mirror every day and I would say, I don't like what I see here. I don't like the life I'm living. I don't like the way I'm loving people. I don't like the way my health is being. I don't like anything about my life, and I just was not happy.
I don't like it.
And it just dawned on me one day as the Lord was teaching me, I had been redefined. I had been turned into somebody that I was not supposed to be. And so that affects everything in our lives, by the way. When we get redefined from God's original intent for us, it affects all areas of life. And we really can't be happy. We can't really be joyful, and we really can't live the life that we were destined to live. So I just want to encourage you on this video that there is hope for you, because what happened to me was God took me on a journey. He started to teach me who I really was and who I was to Him. And He started to teach me some things about myself that I never knew. And that was the exciting part, because when He started to show me the sides to myself that I never knew were there. I mean, they were in there since birth. Think about it. They were in there since birth, but I didn't know it. I never knew that I was going to be an author and write a book. Never crossed my mind. Never would have thought. Some of the things I'm even teaching now to the body of Christ and other things in my life, if you would have told me 4 or 5 years ago, or even 3 years ago, that I would be doing these things, I would have said, you're crazy.
And you're so crazy, fool.
I would have said, what are you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
I would not have known, and I wouldn't have understood. But it is a process, and God is teaching us. So I don't want to belabor the point, but many people from the time of their birth, they have been redefined from God's original intent. And really what God wanted for us was to be pure. He wanted us not to be messed with by man, right? Man's limitations, religious limitations. He didn't want us to be heated up. Another good word for that is just to be influenced by the wrong people. He wanted us to be pure. One thing I love about coconut oil, and it fits so great related to my illustration is coconut oil has so many benefits for the body. It kills candida, it gives you energy, it can actually burn fat, it can also be heal the skin, it can repair the cells. I mean, and you name it, there's over 100 things it can do. And so that's why I love to use this as an illustration out of all the oils, because coconut oil is very magical. And you know, God made us to have a magical life, to live a magical life. And anybody who tells you otherwise, I wouldn't listen to them, because those are toxic people. You know what? It's time for you to get back to the original DNA, the original intent that God had for you. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to come to the Father and just ask Him, hey, will you show me? And you know what? Get out a journal, get out a pen and a paper and say, God, will you show me who I really am? Because sometimes we don't know at all who we are. We could be so far from it because of what people have said over us, word curses, what people have suggested to us, and, you know, made us feel like, well, you can't do that. You're just a girl, you know, and all these things. No, that's not who you are. You're much more than you know you are. And I'm getting teary-eyed here because the people who are watching this video, I believe in you. And there are some of you out there who are bigger than you know. And God is going to start to wake you up and show you in your dreams. He's going to start to show you in day visions who you are. And I'm going to pray right now on this Kingdom Whispers video. I'm going to pray right now and activate that for you, okay? So Father, I thank you for my friends here. And I thank you for every person that's watching this video, that they took the time out to listen to this. And because of that, Father, now you're going to activate something new in their lives. You're going to bring them back to the original intent. Father, those dreams, those childhood dreams they had that they've forgotten about, those inventions, those books they need to write. Father, the creations of businesses. Father, the people that they wanted to help but never got to help. Father, the way that they look at themselves even and don't like what they see. Father, I ask for you right now to just encounter every person that's listening to the sound of my voice. Encounter them. Father, blow your love, blow your peace. Father, blow your new life on them. Awaken them to areas in their life that they never knew were there. Show them who they are. And so, Father, I thank you so much, because I know you just answered that prayer, and I know that even some of you right now are feeling a change, and I look forward to hearing the testimonies in the comments below of how God has shown you some new things about yourself, and I want to hear about it. You know, I'm not one of these people that just, you know, kind of look at the comments and then go about my day. I'm not like that. I like to look at the comments. I like to respond. I like to even talk with you on Facebook or wherever you want to talk and get to know you and learn about your ideas. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage all of you to reach your highest potential in the kingdom of our Lord, because you know what? If you're not really happy and you've been living a life where you have been redefined, then what's the use of living? You know, when we just exist, it's not living. And so I just speak over you today that you're going to live now. You're not just going to exist, and you are going to be that original intent that God made for you to be. And so this is Krista Shirley with Throne Builders, actually is our ministry. And if you'd like some help with the subject that I've been talking about, you can schedule a phone call on our website, and we'd be glad to help you with that and pray over you, or whatever you need help with. We'd be glad to do that. And so thank you so much for watching this Kingdom Whispers video.